Most welcome, friends, to a brief summary of the Psychology of Money book. It is written by an incredible guy called Morgan Housel. He is a partner at Collaborative Fund and a New York Times best-selling author known for books like The Psychology of Money and Same as Ever. It is a good book for people who want to build wealth but don't want to get lost in complex financial instruments. Morgan Housel opens the chapter with this idea that people do some crazy things with money, but no one is crazy. People make decisions that look irrational from the outside, but they make sense from their point of view. We all see money through our parents' beliefs, our upbringing, our past wins and losses, the economy we live through, and the risks we have personally experienced. So, calling someone crazy for their money decisions ignores the fact that you haven't lived their life. And before judging someone's choices, remember that everyone has a different story, risk tolerance, and emotional history. Lack and risk. This chapter explains that outcomes in life and money are shaped by both things we can control and things we cannot. For example, two people can put in the same effort and get vastly different results because lack and risk are always present. Actually, they are siblings. Morgan tells the story of Bill Gates, who attended one of the only high schools in the world with a computer, and his friend Kent Evans, equally talented, who died young in an accident. This shows that Bill Gates' success had huge luck and Evans' tragedy had huge risk. You cannot understand outcomes without acknowledging both. Never enough. This chapter focuses on the danger of constantly wanting more, even after you already have enough to live a good life. Hustle argues that without the sense of enough, financial success becomes impossible and life becomes miserable. Many people keep increasing their lifestyle and desires as they earn more. This creates endless comparison, constant risk taking, dissatisfaction, and stress because no matter how much you have, someone will always have more. Comparing your life, money, or status to others keeps pushing the finish line farther away. Hustle reminds us that comparison is a game you can never win. There will always be someone richer, luckier, or earlier. The chapter includes the story of Rajat Gupta, a wealthy and successful business figure who risked everything by engaging in insider trading, not because he needed money, but because he wanted more status. This shows that trying to have everything can cause you to lose the things that matter. Knowing what is enough for you creates peace, contentment, freedom, stable financial decisions, and less risk taking. It protects you from chasing endless goals that never stop moving. Compounding. Hustle argues that compounding is so effective because it is slow, boring, and hard to grasp, which is why most people underestimate it. Compounding doesn't just apply to money, it applies to careers, relationships, knowledge, and habits. People have trouble understanding how small gains can explode over long periods. For example, Warren Buffett's fortune came mostly after age 65, not because of unusually high returns, but because of time. Getting wealthy is staying wealthy. This chapter explains that getting rich and staying rich require completely different skills, like getting wealth often requires taking risks, optimism, ambition, putting yourself out there. On the other hand, staying wealthy requires humility, fear of losing what you have, a survival mindset, avoiding catastrophic mistakes. Hustle emphasizes that the market crashes all the time. A margin of safety protects you from shocks and keeps you in the game. Tails, you win. A few key decisions, a few life changing opportunities, a handful of investments create most of the total success. For example, most of Apple's value comes from a few hit products like iPhone, Mac, and AirPods. Amazon's success came from a few big bets like AWS and Prime. Freedom. This chapter explores the ultimate goal of money, the ability to control your own time and choices. Wealth buys choice and flexibility, not just things. The richest people are often the ones with the most control over how they spend their day, not the ones with the flashiest possessions. For example, you can have a modest income but full freedom over your schedule, which often makes life richer than someone working long hours for a higher salary. Hustle emphasizes that money gives optionality, the ability to say no to bad work, bad relationships, or bad investments. Building financial flexibility doesn't require extravagance, it requires consistent savings and careful spending. So, true wealth is freedom, the ability to wake up and do what you want, when you want, without being forced by financial pressure. Men in the car paradox. This chapter explores why people often overvalue showing off wealth and why others usually don't admire it as much as you think. Hustle uses the man in the car story to illustrate a simple truth. The symbols of wealth impress the owner far more than anyone else. You might buy a fancy car, a luxurious watch, or a big house, thinking it will earn admiration. In reality, most observers don't care or notice only briefly. Real financial success comes from what you don't see, like savings, investments, financial independence, flexibility, freedom, and security.